Hey everyone, if you're looking for a cheap home in a great neighborhood, you're going to want to look at this. Whether you're a first time home buyer or maybe a new investor that doesn't want to bite off more than they can handle, here is one to evaluate. This is listed at 233 North C Street in Exeter, California. It's a charming 3-bedroom, 2-bath home that just had another price drop of $10,000. Now it's only at $239,900. The top three standout features, we've got fully included owned solar to slash those energy bills, a whole home water filtration system for pure clean water, and it's likely going to pass FHA, which means you only need 3% down. It could be a sleeper investment property that no one is paying attention to, and I'm going to show you why. We're going to run these numbers in real time, and I have a suspicion that it will actually pencil out as a solid first-time home with a path to turn it into an investment. My name is Mark Campbell, real estate agent here in Fresno and Tulare County. Welcome to the channel. This property is listed by a friend of mine here at Real. So today we're touring this almost 1,100 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in beautiful Exeter, California. It's really a small town gem in the Central Valley with that perfect mix of charm and convenience. This neighborhood is super safe and peaceful. Think tree-lined streets, friendly neighbors, and easy access to downtown shops. It's very family-oriented, walkable, feels like a true community. No wonder so many love calling Exeter home. In fact, that's the town I chose to call home. So we're just walking through this home now for the first time together here. I've got all the lights turned on. We're just going to spot all the things that we might want to update and change. And you can see I'm standing here in the living room. There's the front door. And just over there, you can see the kitchen. And you can see the 3 bedrooms. And then way over there is the other bathroom. So we're just going to take a quick glance through here. Just kind of get a lay of the land. We can see we've got wall units there for cooling and heating. And another one here. Actually, another one here in the living room. Here's the kitchen. We're going to test everything out and see how everything works. This is the master bedroom with the master bath. You can see here, it's actually, it's not in great shape, but it's actually pretty big here. There's me. You can see here, we've got cracked tile here, or cracked counter on the vanity. That would probably have to be replaced. I don't see any leaks though. That's good. So maybe these doors can just be fixed. And we got tile backsplash here. And this looks a little crummy, a little cruddy up there. And these closets were just kind of built into the room, maybe just by a handyman, probably. All the bedrooms are like this. Okay, so the windows work pretty well. They're dual pane. Don't have the screens though. All right, moving on. Okay, coming back out here. So here we go, kitchen area. Now the plumbing is turned off for the winter. It's been winterized, so we can't test that, but can test everything else. So looks like they've done a little bit of work to get this home ready for sale. You can see down here, certainly was a leak down here in the past, because that looks like it's been updated. Cabinets there work. I got the round robin. Seems to work. Cabinets actually seem fine. Yeah, cabinets are looking pretty good. Need a stove is for gas here, gas burner. And then we've got some kind of stone counter here. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, so the cabinets do look like they're in decent shape. However, what is not in decent shape is this floor. So you can see it's not, I would say this floor definitely needs to be unified with this floor. And this floor is not in great condition either. So we have two floors, and so that would be probably a good thing, just to, unify these floors, make them look, all the same. Definitely got some holes in the walls that would have to be patched. I'd say the lighting would benefit from being unified as well. It's not, it is a little bit dim in some of these rooms. Here you can see the same sort of closet system that was built in these bedrooms. No lights in there. Now let's take a look back this way. So this is where your kitchen would go. I'm sorry, this is where your refrigerator would go, in that corner. As we got the water coming out there. And then here, we've got your second bathroom. This here is a little funky. Water heater here. So that wasn't really thought out too well. Small vanity here. And then we've got window up here. A little bit of painting that still needs to be done. And here we got the shower area. A little bit dark over here. And then this area here is interesting. What should you do with this space? One thing about this home is there isn't any storage. So this is your kitchen cabinets. Really no pantry area. And then in each of the three rooms, you have this much space for your clothes. So I think, honestly, if you were to put some cabinets up here for like your pantry, and then maybe reutilize this space for storage. Now let's take a look at the backyard. Because your washer and dryer hookups are right here. So you've got your water here, electric. What do we got here? There we go. So you got a big backyard. Got an alley in the back. And then we've got our solar with updated panel. So what do we see here?
I would call this property a sleeper. Part of what makes it a sleeper is that it's been on the market for quite a while. I think almost now 6 months. And every month they drop the price, about $10,000. This means that a lot of people have just stopped paying attention to it. But that means you need to now keep it on your watch list and pay even closer attention. Run all your numbers, and if it's a deal that makes sense or your offer is within striking distance to get accepted, shoot that offer in.
Plus, the home is in great shape and could qualify for FHA financing, making it easier to get in with a lower down payment. And we're going to go ahead and cover the rental estimate here, the rental value here in a bit. Now, you could DIY this home to really build equity fast. You could add the flooring, bathroom vanities, lighting. The benefit of doing this yourself is you're adding almost probably about 80% of the value of the material you buy back into the home as sweat equity. And that's in addition to the value of the material. So, for example, a quick run over, well, 80% of 2,500 is 2,000. So now you've added on the order of about $4,500 in value to the property. And this home can really use a new durable floor. As you can see here, the home has two different kinds of floors, and we can really improve the look by unifying the floor. We're also getting rid of all that, the wear and tear from the last floor and replacing it with something that's durable and going to last a long time. One thing you don't want to overlook is lighting. The lighting in this home is totally disjointed, so we want to switch out all the lights to something more uniform and nice to really showcase the home. I would also recommend switching out the wall AC and heaters for a mini split system, which would be much more energy efficient, quieter, and actually gives you more precise temperature control. This one here is multi-zoned, and this would probably add about, if you were to do this yourself, you're adding about $3,500 in additional value to the property. Now, of course, the bathrooms are really screaming for an update. Adding new vanities, showers, lightings, toilets, those are all stuff that you can actually do yourself. And this would definitely raise the value of your property considerably. Now, this kitchen is in dire need of a pantry. So you could add a pantry around the fridge here for, let's say, around $1,000 in cabinet material, which would have definitely add serious value to the home. I would guess, it'd probably double the material cost for, let's say another $2,000 in value to the property here. Obviously, after all this, you'll do fresh paint and baseboards, add your stove and fridge. Now this home is shining like a solid investment. Now, let's do this next. If we're going to take a look at the mortgage payment, if you come in with 3% down, typical of a first-time homebuyer, using an FHA loan, which the agent tells me this is going to pass with some minor repairs, you're looking at about an $1,800, almost $1,850 a month payment. That payment also covers your property taxes, your home insurance, and your private mortgage insurance. Also remember too, you're not paying for electricity. I'm not sure what the true-up cost is, but I doubt it's much of anything. So if you average that cost out on a typical home, you're saving about $200 to $300 a month just in electricity. So already we've added, probably about 10 to 12% in property value with the upgrades above. There is one thing that we still have to contend with though, and that is this roof. Looking at it with the drone footage, we can see it's a little bit concaved. I'm not sure what that means. I don't see any evidence of leaks, and the agent says the same. Even if it passes the FHA inspections, which is, not a leaky roof, you're still looking at probably a $15,000 roof in, say, 10 years or so. Let's say you wanted to rent it. Let's take a quick look on Zillow Rentals, where we can see where we might slot the home in and find the right rental price. I've taken a look. It looks like it's about $1,600 if we modernize the home. So, for comparison, I do have a list of other properties you can check out here.